All right, this is InsideTexasTrack.com speaking with Allex Austin, son of 1996 Olympic champion high jumper Charles Austin. We're down here in San Marcos, where your boy went to school at. You know, I got to throw the shout out. All right, Allex, first of all, congratulations on your recent success on your indoor PR. Tell us about it. How did it feel?
Going into my first professional meet, it was a very different environment that I was used to. I hadn't competed since high school, and so having that time off from high school all the way through college and then jumping into a professional meet, the atmosphere was a lot more energetic, and just having so much attention focused on you at that moment was incredible. It was a nice moment though.
Okay. Now, you went to school at Baylor and you got hurt there, right?
Yes, sir.
Go through your injury.
So when I got into Baylor, we got our issued spikes. They didn't fit my foot properly, and I really stressed that to the coaches at the time, and they really enforced me to just do my best in those spikes, and went into my first meet and didn't feel comfortable at all in them, and during the meet had a tremendous amount of pain in my foot. Ended up jumping 6'10" or 6'11", a height that I hadn't jumped since my junior year, my first year in high school, starting track and field. And so very upset. Went into my next meet, same meet in Arkansas, same situation. I couldn't switch spikes, still had that pain in my foot. Went into that meet, jumped, and I had gotten up to 7 feet. I was feeling good, but again, my foot was hurting in those spikes. And during the meet, I told my coach, I was like, my foot is hurting, but at the time I was going up against 4 seniors, and I felt really good physically, like I said, and I felt that I could have jumped well, but my foot was killing me. And so continued on through that meet and ended up getting 4th. I had jumped 6'11" again, and I was very upset because, like I said, my entire senior year of high school, I was over 7 foot, 7'1" every single meet. And so reverting back down to heights under 7 foot was really hard on me. And we got back to Baylor, and at practice I had taken a step to get ready to warm up and rocked and collapsed and fell. My foot was hurting very bad, and went up to the training room. We were about to leave for another meet, and the trainer was like, "Oh, you'll pop some Advil and you'll be good to go." And called my pop and let him know. I was like, "Hey, I'm not practicing right now." He was like, "Why not?" I was like, "My foot's hurting really bad." And he was like, "Well, what the trainer saying?" He was like, "Well, he said I'll take some Advil and I'll be good to go for the next meet." That didn't sit well with him, of course, and so I ended up not going to that meet. I came back home and we went to go see a family friend who's also a doctor in San Marcos, and explained to her all the pain and where it was at, the location of my foot, and without even doing x-ray, she told me that it was a great chance that I had broken a bone in my foot. Ended up getting put in a boot, going back to Baylor where we got x-rays done and things like that, and sure enough, I had split the sesamoid in the bottom of my planting foot and was out indefinitely my entire college career. I had my first surgery that summer in May where they did a bone graft. They removed part of my ankle and filled that split in my sesamoid. Unfortunately, I still had the exact same pain, so I stayed in a boot and crutches for a year and a half before eventually I told myself this isn't helping still. So October 2014, I believe, we sent all of my paperwork and things from the doctors out to doctors everywhere, California, San Diego, all around the world, and none of them had any help for me. And the best advice was, we could remove your sesamoid, but either way you won't be a competitive jumper again. Ironically, the exact same story that they told my dad when he suffered his injury. Fortunately, we sent it off for a last chance to Don Baxter in Houston, and he was very, very comforting, and didn't assure me, but said that after the procedure that he had diagnosed as nerve entrapment, that I would be able to get back out there and compete. And sure enough, after that surgery, I started training a little bit, and then ended up graduating Baylor early in 3.5 years. Came back down to San Marcos in this facility where I worked with my dad and did all my rehabilitation stuff, and by the grace of God, I was able to get back into it.
Man, that is cool because season-ending injuries are bad, but when they're talking about life-threatening, like lifelong, can't jump anymore, and it's something that you love to do, man, it's an amazing story. Amazing story. All right, so let's talk about this facility that we're in, So High Sports and Fitness.
Yes, sir.
Give us a little background on it.
Well, my dad had started his first facility downtown. It was not even close to this. It was probably about half the size of this turf area over here. And we were in that facility for about 4 or 5 years. And then eventually he wanted to expand. And in about 2007, 2008, I believe, we came up with this one. And ever since, we've been knocking out all of our training in here. He's been training collegiate athletes, professional athletes, from NBA to NFL to MLB, you name it. He's been doing it in here. And it's been a great success, and I've personally enjoyed growing up in here and especially having all my training done with my father in this facility. It's been great.
Okay, cool. Now, being that your dad is Charles Austin and the success that he's had as a high jumper and you high jumping, do you feel that there's pressure on you?
Honestly, I don't. That's the one great thing about it. A lot of people try and, oh yeah, your dad did this, your dad did that. But for me, I realized if I'm gonna do track and field, it's already in my head that my dad already excelled to the highest level it can be in there. And so all I can do is use that as a competitive edge for me, because the whole thing is, for me and for my dad as well, he trains me to be a better jumper than he ever was. And so for me, that's just a lot more motivation. It's something that I look up to, and it's something that I challenge myself with, because I was blessed with many more physical features as well as life situations that my dad didn't have that I was blessed to have. And so for me, I just look at it as that if he can do it, then I can do a lot better, because I got the talent. I had the things that he wasn't have, from just a father growing up pushing me, great training from a young age, and then facilities like this, and then a personal coach that I have and father at home, where we can always evaluate what I'm doing and try and excel my progress as fast as we can.
Cool. Now, I know that Charles is responsible for the total body board.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I've seen the post, I've seen the Facebook post and all that. Tell us a little bit about that device.
Well, the total body board, it's band resistance training, maximizes fitness and working out to the fullest and the safest way possible. For me, it's something that I hold dear to my heart, not only from my father inventing it, but also establishing the relationship with it before it was even finalized to its fullest that we have now. My senior year in high school is where he could develop a prototype. He went to Lowe's and has pieces of wood and screws and things, and I had finished basketball practice and I came over, like, what are you doing? What is that? And he was like, just go shoot basketball. And I was like, whatever. And so about 30, 45 minutes later, he called me back over and hooked me up to it, put me through about 10-minute workout, and I was dying. It was one of the hardest workouts I had done, and I was crazy in my mind because, like I said, it was only about 10 minutes of working out. And so I went off to college, and he continued working and improving the total body board. And by the time I had suffered my injury and graduated from Baylor and came back home, luckily I was able to do all of my rehabilitation work on it, because I couldn't have a lot of impact. Even walking around campus at Baylor caused tons of stress and pain in my foot. And so when I got back, I wasn't comfortable doing any workouts on the track, on the basketball court, really anywhere. And so I literally started over on the total body board with everything. And so, like I said, band resistance training, different amounts of resistance depending on the color band we have. And then we also have a slide board feature that you're able to just set on top of the board. And then once you're done with that, you remove it really easily, strap up the bands, and you're ready to go.
Man, that's pretty cool.
Yes, sir.
I actually sent him a message and asked him, I said, now how high you think you would have jumped had you had that total bodyboard back then when you were jumping 17?
I would have hated to see that record, because then that would have really probably put some pressure on me to jump higher than my dad.
Oh my goodness, he would have flew 8.5.
Really easy, yes, sir.
Well, man, so this year you're going through your indoor season. Tell us what meets you're going to be attending this year.
Honestly, I don't have a set schedule yet. Right now, with the situation I'm in, I kind of have to prove myself to the track and field world before I start getting more invitationals in. Like I said, I started off my first pro meet at the New Balance Grand Prix indoor in Boston and had pretty good success there. PR'd 7.4.5 and placed second. And since then, I've been to Arkansas last weekend, and I'm getting ready to leave for Texas A&M this weekend to just get some more practice and repetition in, just so I can work on these little things now that I need to fix with my form.
Okay, cool. Well, man, I just want to thank you for taking time speaking with Inside Texas Track, man.
Yes, sir, and thank you, Inside Texas Track, for the interview, of course. Greatly
Cool,
appreciate it.
cool. Well, good luck on your future, man. I know you're going to be successful, man. This is Allex Austin, Southwest Texas, down in San Marcos, representing the So High Sports and Fitness. Guys, if you're in San Marcos, you need to come and check out this facility. It's nice. Get yourself in some shape.
Yep.
If I was down here, I'd go ahead and sign up for the membership, y'all.
Yes, sir.
All right, Alex. Thank you, and thanks again. InsideTexasTrack.com.